Hello everyone! Welcome to another Valheim tutorial. Today is the day. You're at the turning point. It's time to learn how to poke in Expand World Prefabs. But before teaching you these dark arts, I must give you a warning. Once people start poking, some people never go back. They stop playing other games. They told themselves there's just one or two things they wanted to change, that they wanted to adjust. But then before they knew it, they got off on an adventure that wrapped and unfolded over years, turning into some incredibly passionate game development project that is beyond their wildest dreams. You know, it happens to everybody. That's just what pokes do. It all starts with pokes. So what is a poke, and why is it so useful? To better understand that, we need to look at basic scripts. Everything we've made so far is a self-contained entry. What do I mean by that? Well, prefab entries can actually have multiple entries as part of the same flow of logic. That's a more complicated script. Everything I've shown you so far is self-contained in the sense that all of its logic happens within itself. So here we can see that when a skeleton is created, 100% of the time, spawn a skeleton named Bony Boy 20 meters up in the air, rotated 180 degrees, and do not trigger rules. This is the most simple form of scripting. Every entry is self-contained. In more advanced scripts, entries refer to other entries, creating logic that flows from one trigger to another outcome, creating another trigger that goes to another outcome. You can accomplish some very complicated logic this way. And that's where pokes come in. Pokes amplify the power of your scripting because they allow you to leave the entry and go to another object. It's a lot easier to understand if you see it in action. So we're going to get rid of our script from earlier because it's not useful in this case. And we're going to make a new one. And this time we're going to use a type say command that triggers when the player says poke test. And we'll do the same kind of thing as before. We're going to spawn a prefab when we say the command, okay? So to get started, let's make sure that this is working as expected. Let's say the command, boom, and then the thing spawns. All right, we're good. And all of that is handled internally by this one script entry. Let's look around us. You see those deer over there? Well, what if when I said poke, instead of me exploding in pink, I make the deer explode in pink? We can accomplish this with a simple poke. To do so, we need to add poke, and then our target, okay, which in this case is prefab deer. And then how far away are we gonna try and look? We're gonna look, I would say, 100 meters, all right? And then max height, we don't wanna go higher than 100 meters up or down, okay? And then the name of the poke itself is find the deer, okay? And this is where you see the second entry thing. We make a new entry, except this time we use the prefab that we targeted, okay, so deer, and we use a new type called poke. And then after the type poke, we put the parameter from the first poke here, okay? So we poke the deer with the poke called find the deer. Then when the deer receives a poke called find the deer, it does that. All right, so let's save this. And now look at that. I got some flippant looking deer off in the distance there. And so if I use the command, boom, look at that. The deer doesn't even know. He's getting all pinked and he doesn't even know. That's the basics of a poke. It allows you to take the flow of logic from one prefab to another prefab, and you can make a lot of adjustments to make sure that you target the right thing. Let's take a closer look at this basic poke, because this is something you're going to be using very frequently in more advanced EWP scripts. The poke itself consists of two pieces. There's what I call the front end, and then the back end. All right. The front end is what triggers the poke. The back end is what happens after the poke is triggered. And in general, this isn't anything official, but it's a good way to break the pokes up so that you understand them. Because once you have one poke backend set up, you can actually call that backend from anywhere else in the scripts. So you could have 100 different situations where you call the find the deer poke, but you only need one backend. We'll get more into the details of pokes and how they work later on. For now, I want to make sure that you understand the bare basics of how to use a poke. Let's take a deeper look at the poke that we've made already. We can see that in the front end, we have our poke section, which contains one poke to find the deer, and this poke will target every deer that is within 100 meters of the player. There are some other things you can add here. For example, we can use limit and set it to 1. This will ensure that only one deer is poked, and it will be the closest one to the player, not some random one off in the distance. Another very useful field that you'll use a lot is just a simple delay. So we can change this to something like delay 4. Now, if we save the file, we have our deer buddy over here, and we can say our command. As you see, nothing happens. And then a few seconds later, boom, it shows up. It may look simple, but pokes are incredibly powerful, so don't underestimate them. They allow you to go from one object to another object in logic, and they give you extensive filtering options, so there's ways to make sure that you always poke the right thing. In the next video, I'll help you figure out what kinds of scripts you might want to make. You really are at a point where you're going to learn more by getting some experience now, instead of continuing to study the theory. So I'm excited to help you dip your toes in, so to speak. If you want to support my work, then consider playing on Islands of Magic, a public Enigma Mode server. Enigma Mode is a fundamentally different Valheim experience. You can try it yourself in single player and see if you like it. And then if you do, I strongly encourage you to join us on Islands of Magic. Who knows, maybe you'll see this video when I'm still playing, doing my livestream series, which goes from February 1st to March 1st. I'll be live streaming a new playthrough on a brand new world of Enigma Mode, and anybody is welcome to join. It's going to be a fun time, so I hope to see you there. Alternatively, you could rent your own dedicated Valheim server at my sponsor, Zap Hosting/JP Valheim. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and especially if you know someone who likes Valheim and server management and this sort of thing, why don't you share the video with them? Because they might actually watch it, you know? Either way, I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in our brainstorming video coming up tomorrow. Bye-bye!